Alright guys, and doesn't make me happy saying this, but it looks like, or it sounds like, we are witnessing the downfall or fall off of Lucki in real time. Alright, so what prompted me to make this video was Lucki dropped this new song on Lyrical Lemonade called All Love. And it's not trash, it's just kind of mid or mediocre, you know what I mean? First of all, the beat is mad jolly, like I don't know, like what's there to smile about? Come on bro, like we know what type of music you make. I'm just joking. But the song wasn't that crazy. So, you know, of course, you know, every rapper or underground rapper that's been doing their thing for quite a while has their glazers. But someone did call him out and he said, it genuinely blows my mind and saddens me because how you go from this to this. And one was his song Randomly from Days Before 3. Days Before 3 is such a good project, bro. It's insane. Like listen to Left for Dead, like Way Too Rare, like For the Better. That's kind of like the more mainstream song, but you know, Lucki, it's just so good. And then you listen to his new song where it's just like, I don't know, he's got his like new flow, and his new flow is mad lazy. His flow's always had like this kind of like, before it wasn't lazy, it was more like nonchalant, it had like this cool vibe to it, but now it's just like, this doesn't hit the same, you know what I mean? The beats aren't they're not as good as, I mean, there's some that are cool, but for the most part, you know, a lot of people weren't feeling this. Before we talk about that though, Lucki had something to say about this post. He said, I low-key think my team paid you for this because this is genius promo. And I'm not gonna lie, he got a lot of defense. A lot of people agreed with him. You know, one person said, people like you are literally the worst music fans, LMAO. Want people to make the same music their whole career, then go listen to DaBaby. Another person said, stuck in 2019. Another one person said, he gasping for air over a soul instrumental, and people think this sounds good, dude. No. Another person said the beat's way too upbeat and hopeful for a Lucki song. Upbeat and hopeful is mad funny, just the way they worded it. Another person said, bro fell off after Flawless. I'm praying for a comeback. Now I'm gonna give my take on it. I think Almost There was his last, or maybe, yeah, Almost There was his last. I think from Freeway 3 to Almost There, Lucki went on a crazy run. Watch My Back is cool too. Days Before, yeah, but Freeway 3 to Almost There is just crazy good. Watch My Back and Days Before, or yeah, Watch My Back is cool. Days Before Storm, that's the project that, sorry, I know I said Watch My Back because they have the same covers. So Days Before Storm is the one where Sunset is on. That one's hard too. And Lucki's he's had some like cool singles and whatnot, but yeah, those projects, listen to those projects. Listen to Days Before 3, Almost There, Freeway 3, you know, The World Is Lucki's, and then listen to stuff like Flawless Like Me, Sex, Money, Drugs, probably even his new album Gemini, and it's just not the same. It just doesn't hit the same, you know what I mean? And this guy named Gas Baby made a tweet saying Lucki fell off, but he deleted it. But here's some of the replies. Lucki 2024, it's like a dog sleeping. Another one was Lucki after Freeway 3, and it's like Celtics Shaq. It's like that one gif of all like the athletes, but after they've fallen off. So, you know, there are a lot of people that agree that Lucki just isn't hitting anymore. It's not that he's trash or he's horrible, it's just not the same. So I feel like there are a couple reasons for this. Number one, Lucki's music, sorry, why was it so hard to form that? But Lucki's music used to have this specific vibe to it. It used to have like this, Lucki's music used to appeal to like dudes that did a lot of substances and like got their heart broken, and I don't know, now that I think of it, kind of sounds like you're kind of a loser if that's your whole personality. But you know what I mean? Like that was kind of like the archetype. It was like a joke, you know. It was just a joke. Like, of course you listen to Lucki, bro. You know, oh, you listen to Lucki. You know what I mean? And all that aside, he would say some real stuff on his music. A lot of people don't realize this because he's a SoundCloud rapper, but Lucki's been making music. Like he kind of came up, or he was supposed to come up with like Chance the Rapper. So this guy writes all of his music, bro. He writes everything. That's why his lyrics have a lot of meaning to them. The other thing about Lucki's, I don't know, I keep saying vibe, but that other, I'm gonna say like era of Lucki just had a sound to it that his new sound just can't really compete with it. I feel like number one, he just grew up, of course, you know, like that happens to, you know, everyone changes over time. I just feel like a lot of his fans just aren't messing with the new direction as much. I feel like he can still make catchy music, like that song No Bap, hard, bro, you know, like that song is hard, but a lot of his stuff is just, I wouldn't say it's lazy, it just sounds like not like kind of, it sounds like you know, it's just like you know. His last album, very forgettable. I didn't really like any, there were no songs on there, okay, except No Bap and I think 2021 Vibes, which were like another one of the singles. I didn't really like the project. It was like the beats were cool, but for the most part it was just like alright. It wasn't anything crazy, you know what I mean? Flawless Like Me, that was it was like, oh, Lucki is mainstream now. This is his first like mainstream project, because I don't know if you know this, he was underground and then he started getting a little buzz, and then he had like a little TikTok hype, and then another song blew up, and then You Drank went crazy on TikTok. I think Super Eurus went crazy on TikTok. It's like, okay, this guy he's big now, and it got to such a point where people were like becoming a Lucki fan and kind of like a thing on TikTok, and I don't know, or actually I do, you know what I mean? So let me bring it all back, all right? I think this is the classic case of rappers getting money, and I wouldn't say like getting lazy or too comfortable. He definitely just, I feel like his life, like, you know, I feel like he has to actually go through stuff. And number one, this happens to like women who are singers who write about heartbreak. Like, they just can't keep replicating the same heart, unless you're like Taylor Swift. You can't just talk about the same thing over and over again. Like, you know, he can't. I mean, he did for a while, but I mean, he still kind of does. But it's just like, you know, his life just doesn't resemble that. I don't know if you guys know this. Lucki took a whole year off just to like take a break. His life was that crazy. He was that mentally messed up from the amount of substances he was doing when he was young. And he moved to New York, and he had like, I think he's like 2 kids. He had like a baby mom. He had this one girl who he thought he was the one. And, you know, he has an entire album he wrote about. You know, it's so much stuff that happened in his life, and right now he probably just doesn't have the same inspiration, but still has to put out. I mean, I'm not saying he's being forced to, but it's probably just not the same at the end of the day. And, you know, I wouldn't really say anything. Like, I actually have a video on my main channel where I talk about Lucki totally. You can go check that out if you want. I forget what it's called. I think it's called like The Untold Story of Lucki or something. But, you know, Lucki's got a crazy discography. Like, there's at least like 50 songs, or like he has this one song called Night. Like, a song, I remember hearing that song like 2018. This song was so hard. Produced by a 16-year-old. Just look up Lucki Night. Listen to that song, and just that vibe is what Lucki used to be all about almost. So, he was also associated with more underground rappers and whatnot, but I feel like you get the point, you know? It's just not the same. I don't know what happened. I mean, I kind of just explained kind of what happened, but not really, not hitting. Will I still listen to Lucki? Yeah, of course. Will I still check out his music? At least right now, I definitely am. It's just, he's been putting out mediocre music. Or not mediocre, just stuff he's been on the decline musically, at least quality-wise to me, for a while now. You know what I mean? But I do want to give him some credit. Like, Lucki is maybe not on purpose, but he has a really, really, really tight fan base, you know? Lucki's got fans. He's got a lot of support. You know what I mean? Like, his fan pages have motion, you know what I mean? You know when a rapper's fan page has hella engagement, they're always posting, or they have multiple of them? Like, Lucki has that, so, you know, he'll be good at the end of the day. He has fans. It's not that no one's gonna listen to his music. I just think that it's on the decline, and, you know, it's just also, I mean, me and everyone else has to understand that when you get mainstream, you kind of have to like you basically trade in a smaller portion of your fans for like this larger bunch, and the larger bunch likes it and the smaller ones don't. It happens with like bands and stuff. It happens with everyone. It happens to rappers, you know. It just happened to Lucki, but I definitely think the music is worse, you know. Yeah, you know, you get it. I don't think it's nothing crazy, but, you know, it's definitely not. He's definitely not as good. I feel like that's subjective, but anyways, or it can't be objective because it's music, so it's subjective. But I feel like for most people, the majority, you gotta admit that, even as a fan, which I am. So anyways, take care, have a nice day, and see you tomorrow. Bye.